Hey, Seret Pierre here, checking in while doing food delivery. As you may know, if you've heard any of my videos, I, through the help of God, have been able to sustain my mortgage for the past year through doing food deliveries. As we know, there's so many different apps out there to do them with, whether it's DoorDash, Instacart, Uber Eats, and the list goes on and on. Well, I wanted to come on in between delivering today. It's a nice overcast day, right in the 50s here, after having almost a 75 or so degree day on yesterday. If you are not aware, we are going to have some unusual and have already started weather, never seen before or never having had, for centuries or half a centuries or all that. And so if you are not prepared, beloved, get prepared in every way. Stock up, grow your own food. We're going to have power outages. The power grids are going to go down repeatedly. Blackouts, the list goes on and on. Not just internet and social media. It's going to be a different kind of year. We are under judgment, to be honest. Divine judgment for some and just judgment in its entirety for others. So, back to the matter at hand. I want to try to get through a few of these things to consider when you look at the flexibility, or if you're thinking about doing delivery apps. These are some of the things that I want you to consider. How important to you is flexibility, right? Being able to deliver when you want. Now, that was high on the list for me as an entrepreneur. What about you? How important is that? How important? So I'm going to name as many as I can get through, and then I'll title the video based on that. And I'll come back if I have more to share with you concerning these thoughts, right? These considerations when you look at supplementing or replacing your income with food delivery. How important, as I said, is being your own boss? How important is that? On average, how many hours do you want to deliver per week? So look at your budget, look at your bills, your goals, whatever it may be, to determine how much time you want to spend daily, weekly, or monthly on doing delivery. Now we have Walmart Sparks. There's so many other types out there. There's not limited to just one company. But whatever you may be doing, Grubhub, or interested in doing, or like me, had the app downloaded for several years and never ever started, had been approved. But this forced me to start back in May of 2024. And I have just been so grateful. Woo! Gratitude. What do y'all know about that? I can run around this building, but I don't want to miss my delivery app notification to get the next delivery out, right? But we're going to really be talking about some things I want you to consider. You have to look at the pros and cons and, what the perks that you think matter most to you. These are just a few, and I think I just got me a delivery notification. All right. Have you ever been a customer, on the other side of the app? That's something to consider. Like, I had never ordered, still haven't, from any company. I barely like doing takeout, right? And then we'll talk about that a little later. So do you know how to get around in the app? Do you know from the other side what the customer may say or see from their side? If there's any types of problems, concerns, suggestions, any type of time they want to give you any type of praise, or how can they do that, things like that. What responsibilities would you have to work around? Are you a caregiver? Are you caring for a young child or aging parent or grandparent, or someone, a beloved soul that's disabled, right? Think about those things. What is your top priority when using any app-based platform for work? Is it, additional income to pursue a new business? Is it income for day-to-day expenses such as paying bills, paying off debts, or paying your rent, or your mortgage? Is your top priority when using the company you choose, or any other app-based platform for work? Is it saving money to build up wealth? Or is it to engage with and or support your community? Sometimes you need to fund something like being out, like I have done for years, beating the pavement for missions work, or maybe you were a part of a movement, or any type of initiative or grassroots program. It could be anything, canvassing campuses for ministry, or, giving back to the poor and the less fortunate. And as the Word of God tells us, the least of these, right? The prisoners and the alike, right? You need money just for gas, or money to buy, your markers to write on your post boards, right? Poster boards. Whatever it is, maybe you'll look at using this as income for that, right? Would it be for you providing an optimal customer service? Like, are you like me, a minister of the gospel, and you minister to your customers and the other drivers? And so it's, a blessing to you to be able to do that. And, with a smile and the joy that I bring to each day is my goal. And I give back God's joy, right? The joy of the Lord. And so is that something, providing good customer service, that, brings you joy, that keeps you, in a good frame and state of mind, because happiness is fleeting, right? But joy comes from God, and it's consistent. And so do you like to give that back out as God deposits it in you? Are you one to share that joy and giving an optimal customer experience? Are you one where your top priority would be something like getting to know your own town or a new town or city better? How about staying busy during retirement? Does that interest you? Are you one who wants to maximize your time with family by earning when you want? Think about these things, guys. These are very, very important, things to consider when you look at pros and cons for working in a gig work, any gig work, but definitely, food delivery apps, as I'm doing, and enjoying doing so. And so I just want you to think of these things. I covered quite a few, when you look at, if you want to deliver, in this area of driving. Some use bikes, and some companies, just think about these things. I'm going to kind of recap how many hours you want to deliver per week, or maybe your goal will be per day, or per month, or per quarter, right? Based on your own desires, needs, or wants. Also, how important are factors like your flexibility, being able to deliver when you want, right? However long you want, for the time or season, right? When you look at, kind of think about, how certain retailers have floaters in the high peak seasons, like the holidays. They'll have casual work, um, holiday work, and different names they call it. Is that how you think of this, or are you going to have it replace your full-time income? How important, again, is being your own boss? How important is having a single or limited pickup location? I didn't say that one earlier. How important is having a single or limited pickup location? You know, do you mind, do you care which? Do you have a problem with either, or will you do both? You know, single and limited, right? Pickup locations. How important is the size of the delivery zone? Like how, in your applications with employers, or they'll ask you how far you're willing to travel. Are you willing to relocate? Think of it like that. Will you go 45 minutes, 60 minutes one way to deliver, right? Those things are important. And again, we're going to also go back to what we said earlier when we look at top priority. What you yourself, have you ever placed an order from a food delivery or any type of app where you are delivered to? Do you have any idea in that regard what the other side of this app is and what it means to use it to as a consumer to pay money for the benefit of someone bringing a service to you, servicing you with a product? Do you know what that is like? Um, and the reason why you would want to do something like this or supplement your income, knowing what your journey would be for, your top priorities, what you have to work around. Is it an aging parent, grandparent, young child? Those are the things you want to consider. So again, what other responsibilities do you have to work around? And so I'm going to stop here from now. Just wanted to give you some things to consider when looking at doing with many Americans. I really can't say about other countries have done for various reasons or the other based on their needs, desires, or wants by allowing the gig work of food delivery to bring in income for them while servicing their local area. So think about it. I thought about it and then needed it to work for me back in May 2024. And again, it has done just that, as it has paid for my mortgage, which is a couple of $1,000s a month. It has paid that mortgage payment every month for now 1 year. And so I am a supporter of I've always been a supporter of gig work, but I am definitely a newly supporter of food delivery, not having ordered on the other end as a consumer, but only having been a driver. And so and I know at some point I want to talk about the things that you need to consider as far as the expenses for your vehicle from putting all the extra miles and wear and tear on that vehicle. Hybrid is the game. If you don't have one, if you can find one, that would be great. But that's it for now. I'll come back on a little later or at another time and give you some more things to think and consider. This is Seret Pierre. Make sure that you go ahead and hit the notification bell. Subscribe to my YouTube, Seret Pierre Enterprises, and let me know in the comments what else you want to know about food delivery apps and the pros and cons, what you want me to talk about. And if there are any other videos, go back and look at some of my other videos and comment there if there's anything you want or need me to know and consider. That's even considering any suggestions, comments, anything that you want to tell me, constructive criticism. I definitely am open to that as well. Seret Pierre here on this overcast day here in the 50s in North Carolina. I'm going to sign off for now. It's always good to be on here with you, my audience. Thank you so much for tuning in. Seret Pierre. Bye for now.